Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio? Great, thanks. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it is the noon edition of Welcome to My World for the 2nd of March, which is a Wednesday, crude oil inventory day. So I hope everybody had a nice morning trading because we did have really nice trades. I've had several people ask me about how I use this what I refer to as the old gray chart, and so I posted a screenshot of this morning trades that were available, and certainly I've been doing a few other things here. So, but taking this down from the bottom of the red E, which this major magnet here at 34.90, that is a huge level for West Texas crude oil for right now. But that makes a very good departure point. Since you had the red E, you've got the mountain reversal telling you right here on the deviation indicator, and I'm trying to get a little better at monitoring this alchemy chart because I really like it. These flips are very valuable, so I'm going to reorganize this workspace a little bit. The other thing that you could look at is this is a 6-tick chart, which I use also. It's very useful for me in a slow market. When the market is very slow, like the pre-open hours or any time there's not a lot of volume, it can give you very good trading signals. But this is all this chop that you see here on this 6-tick right around this major magnet is all this stuff you see. It took a while for these bars to form on the 12-tick. So you had plenty of time to make a decision on here. But when you've got the 6-tick and the 12-tick painting the same red or green apex, it's when you get them and they're different. That's a time to be. There's a little bit of just say, well, gee, I don't know what that is. Well, there's a reason. Just whatever it is, don't take any trades when they're opposite. There's too much conflicting information for you. If you were in this, I would be inclined to take my profit right here at settlement, but if you want to squeeze it, it's likely going to go on first to this power line. This red line is a power line, and it may go on. Crude oil bus drivers really like the bottom of these range channels, the tops and the bottoms of the range channels. And in hindsight, this up here closer to the top of this range channel, but when you get 110 tick run in crude oil, it's time to be incredibly cautious because it's not going to go forever and ever and ever. So I've been looking at the alchemy a little bit more about how we can use it because this morning YM, it really gave a nice signal on the trend if some of you were trading that. The indices all chopped around overnight and then went up except for the NQ a little bit this morning, and then now they're drifting back down, same as crude oil is coming off of this mountain kind of a thing. The dollar is very interesting today. It's in an extremely tight, choppy range. I mean, it's just barely moved. So the VIX is coming down a little bit. It's just a tad over 18 right now. And we had We had crude oil hit over 35 today, and that was in spite of having quite a bit more crude oil storage than what they had forecast. So we'll see how fast that gets moved out into the marketplace. Anyway, this morning we had Larry put an incredibly wonderful thing in here. Larry, thanks for doing this, because I think, especially if you're new, I'm looking for this right up here. That Larry made a comment in here, which was really, thank you very much. But he points out, after spending thousands of dollars on different systems and courses over 20 years, Apex is hands down A1, in my opinion. And I just can't tell you how much I agree with you on that. One of the interesting things that Lori and I have found is that we mark up charts. Our charts are just a little different here and there, but we mark up charts that we send back and forth to each other. And the incredible thing is, we see things just a little bit differently. So we may have a little teeny difference in the entry and the exit, but they're basically the same trades. Just, it's the way you perceive and see things. So these indicators are so spot on. It's a matter of organizing your charts and your workspace to accommodate the way you're comfortable in trading. So the other thing I wanted to mention, I think we've got new people that they're confusing. They're using the templates, and they are getting confused with a couple things, which is very, believe you me, I can sure see why. The I zones that we all talk about are these colored bands. Like this is a buy zone. This is an I zone. There was a lot of volume that stopped right here, and so the use of this is you would be looking for a buy entry off of this. Doesn't mean you're going to get one, but that's what you're looking for. This is a sell zone right here. If you're using the templates, the deviation levels are defaulted to have a wider zone on them, and those are the blue ones. And I'm going to show you what those look like. And how to adjust that. The zones, because the markets do not go directly to the zone exactly, but I think on the defaults they're about 5, and here's the zone, show zone right here. So I'll show you what this looks like, and then you can see what I mean. I keep mine tuned down because I just want to know where those lines are. On the gray, it doesn't show quite as much, but if you've got this spread out, these are like other bands. So if those get in your way and they're interfering with the way you perceive the I zones, I would suggest that you tune the width of those down in the indicators. I find it very confusing to me to have these things this wide. It's too many lines for my little brain to keep track of. So tomorrow we're going to have some news tomorrow morning at 8:30. So be very careful if you are trading the indices, gold, virtually anything tomorrow morning at 8:30. There are economic news numbers. Also at 10 o'clock, we will have some more of those. And then on Friday, there'll be another big burst of them. But tomorrow morning, use some caution with that. Also, somebody posted in the room a chart that they were trying to trade gold about 10 or 10:30. For whatever it's worth, unless I am presented with overwhelming evidence of a fabulous trade, I don't trade gold at that time. I find it's tamer and it works better for me early in the morning pre-market, which is the afternoon session in London. And many times both crude oil and gold will give you a nice trade in the 7:30 timeline, sometimes 8 o'clock. But after 10:30, 11, I don't even look at gold. When we've had these nice trends like we have this morning with crude oil, the afternoon is more often than not likely to bring us chop. So if you've got your trades in on that, keep in mind if you're trying to get into another trade this afternoon on crude oil, to expect chop. The bus driver isn't going to give you nice trends all day long. They they've given you a nice ride this morning, and they're apt to be a little bit jerky for the afternoon. So that's about all I can think of right now. If you are, and last week we had, and earlier this week we had really nice trends in bonds, and today they're trading with their cousin, the U.S. dollar, in a tight, choppy range, so there's not much there. Anyway, I will come back tomorrow at noon, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. This has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.